The man at the pool. It was the summer of 2006, I was 16 and I had just gotten my driver's license. I lived in a small suburb in South Georgia. It was a small, coastal community that rarely ever had crime. The neighborhood I grew up in did not have a community pool, but the neighborhood next to ours did. My mom's friend lived in the adjacent neighborhood and had given us passes to use whenever. One day my mom was cleaning and asked me to get my brother out of the house to entertain him. He was only 6 at the time, so I thought we could go to the pool and chill for an hour to help my mom. We get to the pool and there's what I assume is another family there, nothing out of the ordinary. When we walk in I see it's a man with what I assume are his children in the pool. There were a lot of very young kids with him, maybe 5 or 6 kids that ranged in age but none older than 10. He saw me and immediately stops playing in the water with the kids so he can watch me. I quickly put my stuff down on a chair far from theirs and I tell my brother he can get in the pool. I lay out to sunbathe and this man has not stopped staring. I ignored my gut feeling and thought he wouldn't do anything with all his kids around. Next thing I know this man is standing over me with a towel around his waist. He sits next to me and asks me something about my son. He's hard to understand as he had a thick accent and spoke quietly at first. I explained that what he assumed was my son is my brother. I quickly told him my age hoping there was a misunderstanding and he would leave. He continued to ask me questions about where I lived, if it was close by, very predatory questions. As I began to answer with a lie, he opens his towel to reveal wet, see-through, tighty-whities with a chub. When I say I saw everything, I mean everything. He grinned at me with a smile like the Cheshire Cat and begins fondling himself. I immediately grabbed my phone and pretended like I had a phone call from my mom. I grabbed my stuff and snatched my brother out of the pool, then jumped in the car. Before I pulled off I could see him in my rear view standing there with his hand on his junk. He had followed us to the car. I was subbing when I got home. My mom came outside frantic because she could hear how distraught I was. I told her what happened and she called the police. They arrested him. Apparently the kids he was with were his girlfriends. She came to the pool to try and defend him by saying in his country people swim in underwear. My mom let her have it. She said, do they also fondle themselves in public in front of minors in his country? You have small children that you let this man watch alone? I was so thankful nothing worse happened and I hope that woman thinks twice before leaving her kids alone with someone.